Search and rescue crews are working around the clock with dozens of people still missing after tornadoes swept through the Midwest. 88 people are confirmed dead. Officials say it could take years before the hardest hit areas recover. The devastation we're seeing in the heartland is unbelievable to some, but to others here in Ohio, it brings back frightful memories of the 1974 tornadoes in Xenia. 10 TV's Krista Frost talked to a woman who lived through it. And Krista, what is she telling you about this?
Well, I mean, she tells me that seeing that damage left behind that we saw in Kentucky and some neighboring states, it brings back so many emotions. Obviously, Pamela Harrison, she survived that tornado, which, yeah, ripped through Xenia. But before it hit Xenia, it touched some parts of Cincinnati. That's where she was at the time. Now, the story that she told me about that day, it's shocking. And obviously, she tells it best.
It was a sunny day. We were actually at a track meet. Central State was playing, and I believe it was Oberlin College.
Cincinnati native Pamela Harrison remembers April 3rd, 1974 too well. A beautiful day which turned into a nightmare within minutes.
And then all of a sudden they came over the PA and said a tornado was coming. Please take shelter. Please clear the stadium. Please clear. And we immediately started running across the street. And then as we looked up in the sky, you could see like debris, stuff coming towards us.
She and other Central State students ran for cover in an academic building, holding their hands over their head and kneeling on the ground.
I remember grabbing hold of the cord that for the water fountain. And next thing we know, the roof went off, the walls went out, and we were, we were like moving around on the floor. It was just unbelievable.
Harrison is one of thousands who survived that tornado which tore through parts of Cincinnati and Xenia. It's one of 3 tornadoes she's had to take cover from in her lifetime.
It's either 78 or 79. The tornado hit again, and it hit my house in Laughlin, tore up the whole side of my house.
Each time since that first one in 74, Harrison's taken the same precautions.
Take my flashlight, make sure I have a radio or something where I can connect to whatever's going on outside, and especially if you hear the sirens.
Things she takes very seriously because she knows all too well that disastrous situations like this one in Kentucky, they can happen to anyone.
Being in prayer for those people who were the victims and who now have to live with building their lives all over again.
And so Harrison has survived those 2 tornadoes. There was actually a 3rd tornado that happened in Cincinnati, which she was at work for, she told me. And so she didn't have any damage or anything, injuries, anything wrong as far as that goes, but still survived so many different events. I know people were probably wondering, is she okay? Because that was a question I had for her. Are you okay after all that? Obviously, that's a lot of emotional, just heaviness to carry with you, but she is okay. She did have some injuries from that first tornado, which ripped through Xenia, had to have surgery a little while later, but she says she's perfectly healthy now.
And in full disclosure, I know her because I went to church with her, and she always talks about being safe in tornadoes and having that flashlight and being careful. And she shared that story of being in Xenia when that tornado hit. So.
And she's just incredible.
Yes.
She's an incredible woman.
Resilient. I'm
to
glad
know
we got
that
to
she
talk
lived
with
through
her.
that. And it's great to know, right? Just grab that flashlight, grab the radio, so you're prepared in case you never know.
Absolutely.
If you're stuck under rubble. She knows it better than anyone.
She really does.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Glad you got to talk with her and we could share that story.
Yes, yeah, thank
Really
you.
pleasure.